Hi there guys, so I'm back with another vlog here in TechTab, usual spot, usual location. But yeah, so in today's video I want to talk about the seasonal changes from summer to autumn and what those changes have done to me and the feelings they've evoked, because in the last, I'd say, 3 days or so, I've been feeling a bit different, slightly different when it comes to my usual exposures, my current journey in anxiety recovery, and these are changes that I wasn't expecting so much. So let me tell you exactly what happened. So it was around, I'd say Wednesday. I finished work at around 8 o'clock, and then I went out because, if I stay indoors all day working from my bedroom, I feel all claustrophobic. I feel like I'm disconnected from everybody. So I wanted to do my usual exposure and at least go for a walk and, do a daily vlog. That's the least I can do for my system. So I stepped out, and because it's already dark, the sun set around 7 o'clock, 7:10 or something like that. And it was dark in the last hour when I was working, and I stepped out. It was windy, it was slightly rainy. It was feeling very different to the usual 8 o'clock strolls I've been taking in the last few months, and that's of course to be expected, and that's just life itself. So anyways, I was on that walk, I was on the phone to somebody. Nice. Can I get 2 more sugars?
2 more sugar?
2 more sugars. This is the first time I've actually ordered a Americano. I usually order a cappuccino, but I thought, I need the extra here and try out something new. Thank you. So, back to the story. When I went out, it was just feeling completely different to normal summer. And, I sort of embraced it, but the feelings were the same feeling I usually get every autumn, like in the previous years. Especially last year, because that's when I got the panic attacks and depersonalization, all those feelings start to emerge, and it just felt like a complete deja vu, and my system was feeling scared. I was feeling scared myself. I was becoming sort of concerned, like, am I going back to my usual ways? I went to the corner store, I bought a crisp, chocolate, fizzy drink. That's not something that I eat usually. I'm on the health journey as well. Like, what I eat will in turn either repair my nervous system or add on to it more layers where it will crash out. So I bought those snacks and I carried on walking for another half an hour or so, just on the phone, and I went back in the house. And then when I went back to my room, I realized like what I had bought, these snacks are really not me. I've completely transitioned my behaviors, my trips, what I engage in, what I say, what I eat, and all of that. And part of me just felt like I was back to square one. And that's the slight panic and alarm that went off in my body. And after that, I literally gave away the snacks to my sister, and I said, I'm not going to go near that. And I was sort of like slightly hyperventilating, like what am I going to do the next few weeks or months to come? Like, I can't do my usual exposures. And bearing in mind, on the same week, yeah, so that was Wednesday. On Monday, I did an exposure in McDonald's. And when I actually went, it was like the same time, it was like 8 o'clock because I finished late. And I was the only soul there. As I walked in, I was expected to see at least a few people, there'd be youths, there'd be old people, there'd be people ordering food. But I walked into the car park first, and there was around a few cars, like 4 or 5 cars. It's looking empty. I walked in, there's nobody there. I just ordered a Coke, and I sat down, and like, what level of exposure is this? Like, I'm the only person there. So anyways, I was doing the breathing techniques, and it just felt like I felt completely isolated, even though I was there for a good reason. So I still pushed through with my nervous system. And it's just all those things that, added on to this week. Like, even yesterday I was contemplating, thinking like, how am I going to do my exposures? Does this mean the end of my journey? Like, I know I feel like I'm like 70-80% there, but what am I going to do for the remaining 30 to 20%? It was something that was lingering. I did a journal, I wrote about it, and I went over a bit on my daily vlogs. And yeah, so that was this week's sort of exposures and the seasonal changes. But what I want to step over is how, the transition from summer to autumn affects people. So in summer, everybody's open, bright, cheery, everybody feels optimistic. But now, as we are like I don't even want to say the depths of autumn, but it's the start part of autumn itself. So it's the part where it's windy, it's rainy, the people's moods. Even like when I call up my friends, I understand it's all natural. People want to stay indoors. People are starting to become more busy. Not, just say busy, but I understand everyone's becoming busy. And I feel like I'm the only one that's sort of working on still trying to be social, carry that on from summer. And alhamdulillah, thanks to God, I've had an amazing summer, a great summer, even though I didn't leave the city itself, I didn't do nothing extravagant. I only stepped out, I think, once or twice. I went to Birmingham and London. But besides that, the reason I say it's one of the best summers is working on my nervous system and exposures and challenging myself beyond limits that I can't imagine. I'm so grateful for, alhamdulillah. And that started around, I'd say the first exposure I did was March, end of March, so actually 1st of April, month 4 to month 9, mid-month 9 now. So that's 5 months and a bit of summer for me. And, because it's changed a lot inside out of me, from my thoughts as well. It's been an amazing journey. And with autumn coming in now, so September, I'd say October, until mid or late November, where actually winter kicks in, would be classed as autumn. In that period, so literally a month, so 2 months, so next 2 months to come is basically autumnish. And for me, what I'm going to do is continue the exposure here. I'll come to this place, I'd say every 2 weeks I'll come here once, or every 3 weeks I'll come here once. I'm going to find a new location for autumn as well, so I can do these vlogs and do some exposure work as well. Because now it feels like, it's not really hanging and triggering on my nervous system. Like, I know I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 spots, like, on my nervous system that needs to be triggered. So one is my thoughts, one is the way I breathe and see, one is my vocal cords, one is my chest sort of personal triggering, and one is my abdomen. So I'm going to find a place that can trigger all of those spots for me. And for TechTat, when I first came here around, I'd say 4 months ago, so it was triggering all of them. Now, alhamdulillah, I feel like it's only triggering my thoughts and how people perceive me. So right now, as I'm vlogging and talking, I feel like a few people might be looking at me and try to listen to me. But it doesn't really matter. Like, it's not really scary, but I'm still embracing everything that's coming from, the external. So yeah, I'm gonna continue doing the exposures, and I'll find a new location. And for people out there that also have seasonal changes, sensitivity, like myself here, what I would recommend is try to change something in your routines, because as it gets dark outside, it's natural for us to sort of isolate, not hard. Oh, nice one. Thank you, brother. Yeah, so as it becomes sort of dark outside, it's normal for us to isolate. So let's try be more social and be out there and keep in contact with our friends and family, and keep being ourselves regardless of the seasonal changes. Now this is a big part for me, because summer I've seen with my exposures, anxiety, nervous system. Autumn, slight mystery, but I know, alhamdulillah and inshallah, that I can continue fighting, or shall I say continue letting loose and doing my exposures. Winter I haven't done, I haven't seen the cold, the darkness, being bundled up, and all the changes I've done with the welcoming exposure, all those things. I don't know how my body will take that in, but I'm ready. So if I can get through this with autumn, with winter, spring, I think I'll be more familiar with. So the new part for my system and for my brain to register again and to collect new percentages is within autumn and winter. So that's basically till the end of the year, till January. If I can push through for another, I'd say 4 months or 5 months, then it's, ticked off and completed. Without any further ado, I've got to actually catch the bus back within the next, I'd say 10 minutes or so, 10-15 minutes, because I start work at 11 o'clock and it's now already 10:30ish, so I'll have the coffee, enjoy the coffee, relax for another 10 minutes or so, and I don't want to be late for work, so I'll end the vlog right here and I'll do the rest of the exposure alone while I was looking around, and hopefully there's more people talking I can interact with, but if not, that's all good. But without any further ado, I'd like to end the vlog right here. Take care guys, enjoy, and make sure you continue doing what you were doing in summer if it was good into autumn, and if you'd like to make any changes, don't be scared or feel intimidated by the weather or the seasonal changes itself. So take care, stay blessed, and enjoy your day. Bye bye guys.